understand you. Okay, well, I'm waiting on a BAR meeting to start at 6. So, yeah. Yes, yes. Touching base by Zoom. So we're getting all set up. Okay. Oh, that's all good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye.
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Becca.
Hey, you can hear me okay, Phil?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I got to turn it down a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
That's not your problem.
Becca, can you hear me? This is
I
Beth.
can, yes. Yep.
And I don't know what I have to do to get my picture on there.
You don't absolutely have to have it.
I know that. Yeah.
I don't have your account. Hello?
Hi, we can hear you. It looks like there's
Oh,
just a
great.
phone number that popped up. So if you want to say who you are so we know.
Yeah, this is Stacy Brooks, 311 West Carolina Avenue. I'm trying to join on Zoom on my computer, but it just is spinny wheel connecting. So I thought I'd call in.
Okay. Yeah, but did Lenny resend you the link?
I pulled it up, but let me see if he sent me another.
Okay.
Is this Becca?
This is, sorry.
Hey, Becca. I was saying, I hope Becca's not on there. She's gonna think I'm a crazy person because I email her.
No,
all the time.
no, trust me, it happens. It happens pretty much every meeting, one way or another.
good.
We have technical difficulties, but it's all part of the process.
He did. Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong email.
There you go.
No, I don't. But I have the old one that he sent me. I did find it. I just was searching your name, so I couldn't find it. But I did find the one from Lenny. But it's not
That one
letting me
should
in.
work. Oh, it's not letting you in?
Mm-mm. Let me see.
Hey, Lenny, can you see if Stacy's trying to get in and for whatever reason she can't?
Yeah, I don't see her being blocked at all, but I can
Okay.
resend that invitation once more.
Thank you. I'll try it one more time from the one you sent me, but it's not been working.
Okay, yeah, it should be, yeah, it should work if you've gotten the invitation. I don't see you
I
being
did.
blocked or me needing to permit you or anything.
Let me close out some windows. Maybe that'll help.
Now, this is Stacy.
Yes.
So it's S Brooks 824 yahoo.com.
SBrooks824. Yep, that's me.
Okay, I'll resend the link real quick. Let's see if you can get it.
Thank you so much. I usually have technical difficulties.
Hmm.
Although I am on a Zoom meeting almost every day for work, so I don't know.
Okay. All right, see if you got that.
Not yet.
Maybe he has the wrong email.
Nope. It's Yahoo. There we go.
And just make sure you join with video and audio if it asks you. I guess since you've done a lot of them for work, you probably know that already, but
Yeah, it's just still doing the spinning, connecting. So I don't know. I'm not sure why. Interesting.
Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
Tim.
Hey, thanks. To make sure.
Hey, Lenny, can you try sending it to my work email?
sure.
I'm so sorry, but it might work
Uh-uh.
better. Are you ready for it?
Okay.
I wanted to do a sound test. Can everyone hear?
You can just put
Yeah.
it in the chat if you like, Stacy. Just put it in the chat box. Or yeah, you can't chat. Never mind. Go ahead and give it to me.
Yeah.
My bad.
Sorry.
All right.
It's Stacey, Stacey
Yeah.
Brooks, BROOKS at Carolina1 spelled out.com.
Give me that last name again. Or
The last name
You said
Stacey
Stacey.
Brooks, BROOKS
right.
at Carolina1.
At Carolina1.
.com. Yep.
Okay.
Hmm. Bizarre. I wish this would happen during work. Yeah, it's still just spinning. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Maybe my husband has
if your
no screen
laptop,
time.
yeah, if your laptop or tablet's having a problem, just try to connect, just hang up and call. And if you can check your email on your phone, you can just use your phone to connect. That's probably
All right,
the
let me
easiest
try
way to
that.
do it. That way. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get
Okay.
started, I think, but that's at the back of it. Okay, no problem.
So you want me to
All
hang
right.
up and call back on my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get
Okay.
started since we have a quorum. And I'll go ahead and share my screen and kick it to Phil.
You ready?
Yep, you can go ahead.
Good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Philip Dixon, Chairman of the Board of Architectural Review, and we welcome you to our Board of Architectural Review board meeting. It's now just after 6 p.m. on October 6th, 2020, the time which is scheduled for our board meeting to begin. Depending on the size or complexity of a project, each applicant has the opportunity to present a conceptual or master plan for our review prior to committing funds for a full set of design plans and specs. Approval of a concept means that we might agree with the concept while disagreeing with some of the details. It also means that each phase of the project must be submitted at a later date once plans are more fully developed to obtain the board's final approval for that individual portion of the project. Hopefully, any disagreements will have been worked out before the applicant comes before the board. For those of you who may be new to our meeting, our charge is to look at each project purely on aesthetics, design, architecture, height, mass, and scale, and in harmony with the historic district in the town of Somerville. We look at the overall street scene. Although we are not required to solicit comments from anyone other than the applicant and the board members, except for demolition requests, we usually choose to allow others to express comments that might help influence our decision-making after the applicant has presented the project and the board members have resolved any questions they might have. As always, we will review each submittal in the order that it was submitted. However, as a first order of business, we must approve the minutes of our last meeting, which were sent to board members for review prior to this meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made, or do I have a motion for they be accepted?
I'll make a motion that they be accepted. This is Rachel Burton.
I'll second that. This is Jeff.
Thank you. And all in favor, please answer yes or no when I call your name. Jeff,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes.
Cecil,
Cecile,
I'm
yes.
sorry. Beth,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
and I don't believe David's with us. So, and mine is yes. Our first project on our list tonight is 117 West 3rd South Street, in addition to an existing residence. Larry, are you with us? Can you present this to us?
I am. Gonna see if you guys, can you see me or hear
See
me?
your house.
I can hear you.
Okay. Well, if you can hear me, that's all you need to do. So what we're presenting today is an addition to the south and east sides of the house. We're proposing to replace a makeshift covered porch with a open deck and we're converting an existing closet into a bathroom, and from the internal portions of a existing downstairs bedroom. The current bathroom is internal in the house, and we're going to be switching the bathroom into the closet. And what you see in front of you is well, as it's flipping through, our plan drawings of each elevation and plan. And this one actually in view of the bathroom, which is now again the closet. We're proposing to add a shower, tub, and sink. And there are existing doorways from the bedroom downstairs to the makeshift porch. That will just change with the design from a sliding door to an open door. I think you can see that in this plan view here. The deck itself will not be covered. It'll be open. It'll be wood, and we'll have railings and stairs leading down to the existing driveway. It will be elevated and level with the current enclosed porch, which is screened in, which is on the rear of the structure of the house. The house, let me think here. So it's level with that porch. It'll be elevated on brick piers or concrete piers with brick facade around. So that's what you'll be seeing. They're really, overall, the project will add a lot of wonderful aesthetics to the existing property, where you can see currently this was a makeshift porch that was added for, I don't know if everyone knows Foster Smith. He's a realtor. He grew up in the house with Carolina One. He was a realtor with Carolina One. His sister got married 50 years ago, and his family made that porch for a reception for the wedding. And it never went away in the 50 years. So we wanted to improve it. And I have Foster's blessing. I see him on my walk every morning, and he and I conversed about it. He did threaten that he'd try to preserve that porch as a joke to me. And I said I'd save him some of the concrete pieces from it so he can have that as a memory. But overall, I think this whole project is going to be a wonderful improvement to the house, and the current bathroom situation will improve the downstairs dramatically, since we don't actually actively use that bathroom because it's in disrepair.
Any questions?
Does y'all have any questions? That's pretty much it for me. I will add that the perspective from the neighboring house is blocked by a fairly large vegetative buffer, and it looks out on the north side or north facade of the house. So, which is not an entranceway of the neighboring house, is not an entranceway for them. So this addition and chairs and things that'll go on top of the deck will not be in view of any of the neighboring properties.
Well, let Foster know that he didn't get BAR approval 50 years ago, so he's going to be the one to come over and tear this thing down for you.
Right, that'd be wonderful. It'd save me some demolition costs.
There you go.
Mhm.
I thought it looked good. I didn't really have any comments. I'm in favor of it.
This is Rachel. I agree.
This is Cecile. I agree.
Jeff does too.
I have a
we need
motion
to-
from somebody.
We need a motion.
This is Tim. I'll make a motion that we approve the drawings as submitted.
Second?
I second
second.
Cecile.
All right. Vote yes or no when I call your name. Jeff,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes.
Cecile,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
and mine is yes also. So thank you very much, Larry. Appreciate it.
And thank you very much. I'm going to sign off since I don't need to be on the rest of the meeting. And thank you guys for taking it. Thank you for taking the time, unless I needed to be here.
We're gonna miss you. Like,
No, you can sign off, Larry.
Okay, thank you,
Right.
Becca. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you
You
again.
too.
All right,
Yeah.
take care.
Our next one listed is 210 East Richardson Avenue. Renovation to the existing residence, change of exterior materials. Is, Kristen, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. So I'm Kirsten Abrahamson. I'm with Lean-To Studios, and Karen and Jim Healy are the property owners. They are also on the call. A little bit of a background. This property is sort of, the owners have taken on an interior renovation, and as a result of some of the things they've discovered on the interior of the house, the exterior is being impacted. So the exterior, it's a bungalow style house that was reclad in brick, we think in the 1985. It was probably built in 1933. And so all of the sort of bungalow features have been covered up with brick or other trim materials. This project is focused on the rear of the house. It is an area in the house, if you can see the existing photos, that had been added onto, like quite a few little different additions in a very small space that rendered when the interior was sort of, the interior finishes were taken off, you could see that
I'm already on.
the construction was rather hodgepodge, and the ceiling heights were down to 6 feet. And so it has led us to reconfiguring the roof structure to get adequate ceiling height and address a more usable space for their interior. So that has led us to changes on the exterior. We are maintaining the same footprint, but the roof line is changing, and the exterior wall conditions in just that area are being altered. And then we're showing a deck being added. None of it is visible from the public right of way. The portion that is just being altered is putting on it, we're using a new style finish material, and since the previous material was a combination of brick and vinyl siding.
This is Jeff. What is the material that you're using for the siding on this?
We're proposing board and batten, painted board and batten.
Okay.
Kirsten, this is Tim. I think it looks great. And kind of like the last submission, I think it looks great.
Thank you.
I certainly think it looks better than what's there now.
Thank you.
I think.
Any questions from anybody?
No, this is Rachel. I think the revisions are really nice, and I'd like to make a motion that we approve it as submitted.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay,
This is Beth.
yeah. If y'all will answer, yes or no when I call your name, then. Jeff,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes.
Cecile,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
and I agree, yes. And I'm a neighbor as well. So that's fine. We wish you well.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'm sure the Healys appreciate it. And I guess we'll sign off here since you'll lose some others.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The next submittal is 300 South Main Street, in addition to an existing residence and conversion of an existing carport to a two-car garage. Is Jeff with us?
Yes, I am.
And I'm
Great.
also here, I'm also here, Jordy Tupper. Working
Jordy.
this. Hey,
So y'all
So-
go ahead and present to us. Tell us what you got.
let me, this is probably a little different than y'all have had in the past, and I just want to try to explain the situation. I have Jeff and Bunny's house located at 300 South Main listed for sale. And they've lived there for 25 years and enjoyed living there the way it is and have had a very good life there. As we've been marketing this house, we've come into some questions and some dilemmas in that it only has one bathroom. And so where we've come across from some people that have inquired about it is the issue is that while there is space to add a bathroom and add a closet and make a really, nice master bedroom that will have its own bathroom and its own closet. And what it is this house is in a wonderful location. It needs to have that extra availability of bathrooms in today's world. I mean, when it was built and as people have been living in it, it's been fine. But now there's so many people that want just modern day conveniences and still want the old house. So we've located areas and they're in conversation with people of being able to look at putting a bathroom and a closet in an area that is not viewed from either street and it's not going to take up any additional area. It would go onto the existing deck area, and it could easily be done with the same exterior finishes that are already there now. And then the second thing that other people have asked about too is it has a carport on it now, and people have inquired about what's the possibility of putting a garage there. And what's the fact that what has happened is if somebody wanted to make an offer,
Gordy, you're not coming through.
I'm here, Jeff. Can you hear me?
We can,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah. What he was trying to say was if we get an offer, we want to be able to allow to tell the person that they could build a garage, when they bring the proper documentation to you guys and all the drawings. We're just trying to get like a pre-approval that we could say to a buyer that this house can have this new bathroom added and this new garage put in the same location as the old one. The other garage is there now is 21
Can
or
you hear me?
22 feet. Go ahead, Jordy. You're breaking up. Well, what we wanted to do is make sure we could put a garage in the same spot, same garage, one story, just 2-car garage, and we can give you some measurements in the same location. So that's
How about
what the
now?
garage part. Go ahead. Can you hear Jordy?
No, we
Can
can't,
you-
Jeff.
Yeah. But
You can't hear Jordy? Okay.
No.
Jeff, one thing that
Anyway,
you need to,
that's what
one
we're
thing you need to know
yeah, so that has been our whole.
is the, if we grant the approval, it has a time limitation on it. So whoever would buy need to know that and know they need to come back to us and ask for an extension before the time expires.
Philip, I want to clarify, are we just granting approval saying in general, we don't mind having a garage on this property? Or are we actually saying this is the garage we want?
It's just conceptual, Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind saying for either the addition of the bathroom or the idea that the carport can be removed and be replaced with a garage subject to design review of the specifics, I'm okay saying in principle, both of those are totally fine. And I don't see any issues with the idea of it.
And Rachel, this is Tim. I would agree with your proposal.
But I mean, I don't, when we actually get something, I would like to have real drawings that I'm looking at. And
Yeah,
where I can
Rachel, and that's,
see the
and
details.
that's exactly what we were doing. We as Jeff is the one that's not going to be building it, so he wouldn't, right now, he wouldn't know
Right.
exactly what somebody would want. So yeah, you're answering the question, the concept. We're saying that conceptual based on the, conceptual based on what's there, and it meets the requirements of the exterior of the existing structure. So that's where we've been in. That's where we've been in a dilemma. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's not even worth like truly looking at your actual garage design, because in a way it's
Right.
irrelevant, but just saying as a concept, yes, you can tell your buyers that the idea that you can replace that carport with a garage and infill your back deck to add a bathroom is totally within the realm of what we would approve. And then it just comes down to the specific design and how it blends in with the existing house.
Agreed.
okay.
Rachel, are you thinking, this is Beth, are you thinking a garage with the same footprint?
I think that if they have a carport there and it
Mhm.
meets zoning,
Mhm.
and they want to create a new garage on that footprint and it meets zoning, I don't have a disagreement that it stay
Yeah,
where it is. Do
right.
you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want to see anything larger than what that is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tight lot, and what's there, I wouldn't have a problem if that was the footprint was used to build a garage in that spot, and that we then look at the specific details when a new owner buys it, prepares proper drawings so that we actually know what we're looking at and they present it to us.
Yeah, I think probably considering conceptual approval would be the limit of what we would do now.
Right.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're after. So that's a good step, so we can have some legitimate conversations with potential buyers. And
Do we
So-
need to make a motion on that, Phil?
Yeah, I would like somebody to.
Well, I'll make a motion that we conceptually approve the idea that they can add a bathroom on that rear deck and that they can replace on the footprint of their current carport a new garage subject to design review by us when they have a final design.
And this is Tim. I'll second the motion.
Thank you. All right, let's take a vote. Jeff,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes.
Cecile,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
and I say yes also. So we wish you well. Sorry you're
Thank y'all
leaving,
very-
but hope you get a good buyer.
Thank you very much.
Good
You're
night,
welcome.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Our next one is 311 West Carolina Avenue. New construction of a pool house. Stacy, are you with us? Or anybody?
Hi there. Yes, I am here.
Okay.
I'm just having tech difficulties. My bad.
Oh, you're the one that was trying with the phone and
Yeah, I never
couldn't
could get
get
it
you.
on my computer, but I did get it on the phone. So this first drawing, I'm not sure, another technical difficulty perhaps, but that is not what I'm proposing. If you flip through, not that. Sorry, that's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, I figured that was it.
Thank you. I'm here with my contractor, Michael Corpo, and I bought this house in May. We've been updating it. I just moved to Somerville with my husband and my 4 boys, and we have this great pool, but really this old pool house that has a gigantic pump in it and no storage. So I'm proposing to put a pool house in the backyard that is not visible from the street. And I have 2 aging parents in Ohio that I would like to have a place for them if they need it. So that's kind of where we are. And we did have the survey done, but I wasn't exactly 100% sure how this would go and didn't really know what you were expecting. So any questions you have, we're ready to answer.
Well, this is Rachel. I know this house, having known the previous owners, so welcome to Somerville.
Thank you. We love it.
Yeah, yeah. And I agree with you. This is a house that's, you know, tucked kind of off weirdly off West Carolina, and the actual house is not very visible from the street, and where you have put the pool house is absolutely not visible from the street. So my feeling is that if it meets all the zoning criteria, I don't think that there's really an issue, given that it's not visible from you know, anybody passing by.
Great.
Did you know that that house you have was designed by the architect? It was an architect who lived there, built it himself.
I did. I'm kind of blown away by him now, having been kind of like finding out all the quirky things he did in here. I'm just,
Yeah.
It's really an amazing house. We love it.
Yeah, it is a quirky house, though. It's not.
It is. It's very quirky.
Yeah, I think the worst thing about it is just the access off the street is very difficult.
Yes, absolutely. And you'll probably see me here again
To try to fix that.
a driveway that goes around like a horseshoe driveway. You might see
Yeah.
me here a couple times, but
Yeah,
for now it's just the pool house. We really need some storage and
yeah.
no
Well,
garage.
who was the
so,
architect?
George,
I can't even
George, I think you pronounced his surname, like it was George Savinsky.
Oh,
And
okay.
he did a lot of work, like large scale institutional things.
Mhm.
Originally from
recruited him from
Germany,
Germany.
served in the
Yeah.
Second World War.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Lost his leg in it, yet he
Lost
swam
his
every
leg.
day in the pool, I heard, and put
Yeah.
his leg on the pool chair, and
Yeah,
pretty amazing guy.
yeah, he was.
Rachel, can I ask you a quick question? You and Tim, since y'all are the architects, the way the pool house sits on the deck, is there any way to soften that bottom edge? That makes sense?
Let me find, I had a whole bunch of things just pop up on my screen, so I lost.
So
Hang
we
on
would
one
have
second.
to elevate it, I believe, on a slab, right, Mike?
Yes, I'd put it on about a 12-inch raised monolithic poured slab. That
Right,
way nothing can run in and out of it. So it has the minimum of the 8 inches, but it has 4 more on top of that.
Okay.
It'll have a solid slab at 4 inches thick plus the 8-inch block, so 12 inches of finish.
Okay.
so are you stepping up 1 full foot to get into this building?
Well, to grade the front of the pool, closest to the pool, will basically have a natural grade, but the 3 other sides will actually have the drop.
Yeah, but how much of a step are you making from the pool deck up to get into the
It'll be
building?
8 inches.
Okay.
And is this a pre-manufactured house that just comes on a truck and you set it in place, or is this a kit? What is
This
that?
is a kit. This is a kit it's still standard materials, 2x4s, and 2x6, 2x8s, and what have you. But it's all in a kit that comes pre-assembled in like panels.
And is this T111 plywood?
No, this is actually what's it called?
Connexel.
Connexel, look like cedar, but it's actually made out of like a PVC.
I gotcha. Okay.
So it's it doesn't rot or anything like that.
Resist moisture and
Mhm.
weatherproof, good for down here.
Sure.
Yeah, it won't rot. None of the trim rot. It's all made of that same material, so it doesn't rot at all. It
But
has
it
the
looks
vapor
like
barrier.
wood.
Yeah, it looks just like wood. It looks just like cedar, and it has obviously the standard vapor barrier in between. It's basically just a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said.
It's still got the insulation in the walls,
Yeah.
sheetrock, the whole nine, power.
So I'm kind of in agreement with Rachel here. It's kind of in the backyard where nobody really can see this by their
Yeah.
pool. So I don't have a lot of opinion on it. Beth, if you feel like there needs to be a base on it, personally, I like a base as well. So I don't know, is that something that can you add that to the kit so that we have a base so that vertical element that we're talking about, this doesn't dive right into the slab there, that it can have kind of a horizontal base to it?
Mike?
Yes, I mean, what I was gonna, like I said, I was gonna have my mason come out and basically pour this as a monopore.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be its own like footer / poured slab in one. He'll form it up and then he'll pour it. So you guys will be out here to inspect this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is.
There will
this is
definitely be
steel.
planters around it too to soften it up. I don't like a hard look at all. I have tons of, birds of paradise planted out there, and I'll soften it up with greenery.
This is Cecile. Normally, we ask that any kind of accessory building should mimic the existing house, at least in materials. So I'm totally unfamiliar with this, whatever it is that y'all said, that this is this siding.
We do have
does it in
siding on
any
the
way-
house, so we are trying to mimic the siding on the house.
The front
With something-
elevation, Cecile, does have vertical siding on the second floor.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm
like-
familiar with the
yeah.
house from driving by.
Like,
But it's just
I wouldn't call that home to be very beautiful or attractive.
Agreed.
Right. That's why we're trying
And-
to make it.
well,
Yeah.
that was not my point. That was not my point. My point was that we
Yeah.
always insist that people use similar materials, and so I wonder if we're getting into a sticky wicket by not doing that. I know you said you can't see it from the street, but
Yeah.
somebody will see it, and it's just that's always been our practice.
I hear you on that, Cecile. And if there was even a glimmer that you could see from the street, I would 100% agree. And I think it's worth talking about. I think simply because it is completely screened, and the original home is not.
Aesthetically,
Yeah.
it looks exactly like the siding that's on the house. It's like a T111, north to south T111. The only difference is it's made to last. It's not something that rots and causes damage, be the weather or termites or what have you, like the T111 does. So obviously, the rest of the house would probably get done the same way.
We
Mike,
actually
what
did try
you
to
say
mimic
there?
it as much as we could with all that we had to choose from. We tried to pick the shape of the house, and we tried with weatherproofing it. I mean, getting weather resistant material to mimic the siding on the house, because we didn't really want to build a brick house back there.
Mike, what did you say the name of the product was again?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What was the name of the siding product?
Connexel.
Connect.
CANEXEL.
CEL.
Oh, CEL.
Say that again.
Connexel, CANEXCEL. It's engineered siding.
And it says that it mimics cedar wood siding, and then painted it. It's probably as close as we could find to match up to the top of the house.
Is the top of the house, the existing house, is that kind of a rough sawn or is that smooth?
That is a rough song. Basically, it's like your standard T111 kind of.
This rough song, but it's also, is that a board and batten? Is that a batten that's proud, or is it recessed? I can't tell from that picture.
That is just basically sheets of plywood, basically, believe it or not. So it's all parallel. It's all even with the grooves cut into it. It's like beadboard, except for it's T111. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all a flat face. There's no profile.
It's all flat face, no profile. What are those
Right.
vertical lines I see in it?
It's just
Those are
grooves. It's just
They're
grooves cut into it.
Right. They're just grooves that are cut into it to make it look like it has an appeal to it, as opposed to a
Like-
flat piece of plywood.
Like some people call it reverse board and batten.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
grooves, as if grooves cut into plywood somehow are board and batten.
So you're using this ultra plank. It looks like I'm on their website. It looks like
Right.
ultra plank. So actually it looks like it does mimic
Oh, we did it as best we could. Yeah, we
what
did
you're
it as close as
describing
possible.
to me. You know, it's hard to tell in this photograph we're looking at, but for what you're describing to me, it looks like it does mimic it, because the
Yeah.
ultra plank is
Look through as
basically a
many.
reverse board and batten.
Right. And that siding on the house is on the sides and the top. It's just the lower section of the existing house is the brick there.
Right. Gotcha.
Are you gonna have the same color for like the window, like the
Trim?
windows? Yeah.
The
same.
total future look of this project, where we would like to do is what we're doing with the pool house to look what we do with the main house.
We'd like to paint the exterior, the upper portion of the house eventually. But you know, these things go in phases
Yeah.
and
I'm just asking because you've got windows that look like they have black surrounding them and black trim on the edge of the roof. Is that what you're doing?
we haven't,
Show me the picture.
yeah, sorry. I would prefer to have that. But if that's something that, you know, there's the white trim around the black, it's a black metal door. It's, I didn't really want to do white vinyl,
Yeah.
because it just kind of has a cheaper look to it. So the other
Is it
option was
aluminum?
a black aluminum. And I thought that would probably
Yeah.
look a little better and
Yeah.
possibly last a little longer.
And what color in the connexel are you planning to use? I'm looking here.
The gray, and that is what I would like to eventually bring before you guys to paint the upper portion of my home.
So
It's kind of a medium gray. It looks dark here, but it's more of, I believe, what's it called?
you know the official name on their website, they've got 4 or 5 different grays.
I don't remember what it,
Granite,
Granite.
Timberwolf,
granite.
granite. Okay.
Granite?
So for you guys looking
Oh,
at it,
it's dark.
it's a real dark gray.
And we would be willing to go lighter. That's definitely not a deal breaker. I just was trying to get away from the taupe burgundy combo on the exterior of my existing home. So if it's too dark, then I'm open to suggestions on that for sure.
Yeah.
The home is kind of a mid-century modern home. I understand it's in the historic district and I love that it's in the historic district, but it's not really officially a historic home. So it does have a different feel and I'm trying to respect the era that it came from.
Yeah.
And I
the-
have done
I'd-
quite a bit of research on it.
Yeah, like the inside is really quite a lovely house that's not borne out by the exterior. I think the interior is much more successful. The
Right.
exterior is pretty
Rough.
Strange.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not beautiful, but we really have done a lot of work inside and that's kind of the
yeah,
vibe that we're going for. So
yeah. I'm not 100% sure that the dark granite is the right color for your home.
okay.
Because I don't really think that it would go so much with that brown brick piece.
Mhm.
But I'm also, I don't know, I come back to again, I honestly think that having it not be visible from the street means that I have less concern about exactly what you're doing. And for a small pool house, the dark granite could be fine. I'm not sure it's the right color, as I said, if you were going to do it on your main house, but it would be really great. You can do your little pool house, check it out, see if you like it, and then decide if it's right. And if it's not, you can change it.
Absolutely. And we did look at the brick for a long time and try to pick out the colors, and there is a lot of gray in the brick. So in the main house, if I want to go a lighter shade of gray to make,
Yeah.
what you're going for in the neighborhood, I'm absolutely 100% open
Yeah.
to that.
What do you think, Cecile? Can you go with it?
I don't know. I'm just not settled with it.
Yeah.
And the main reason being that we are so stringent with other people. And what if they decide to invite the whole neighborhood over for a pool party and somebody notices that it doesn't match the house?
Yeah.
Somebody who has perhaps had to do something to match their house.
Cecile, let me ask you, I mean, the siding does match the house in character. So is it
It's
just
not,
color?
it doesn't look so to me. It looks like it's much more narrow
Let's
boards,
see.
if you will,
What is, yeah, that's a
than
good
is on
point.
the house.
That's a good point. What are the board widths, guys? See on there?
Offhand, we do not have a specific measurement on how big those panels are.
I think what bothers me about it just looks like it was picked up and put right on the pool side. I would like to see a little bit of detailing in the bottom part of where it sits, the actual building sits on the pool.
Sure.
deck.
What would you like to see there, just so we have an idea of?
Maybe some brick that is like the outside of the house that bands the bottom. I don't know. Rachel, I don't know what you call all of that, but it would be a little bit of detail that would make it look.
Yeah. I think it would be really hard to do, Cecile, sorry, Beth, because the brick would have to sit outside the concrete, which would mean it would stick out from the face of the wall, just because the style of this building isn't that such that you could tuck the brick under. And so I think it would be very, very difficult. But, perhaps what we can ask for is that this house is more of a mid-century modern with pretty sparse detailing. Like it does not have the amount of texture and detail that our historic homes do. But perhaps what we can do is, it looks like we've got side trim. Maybe there's a trim at the bottom. Maybe there's a trim at the top. Both, like in the existing home, they have that. They have trim at the top of the wall, trim at the bottom of the wall.
And there is, so sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but I actually have the trim of this pool house dark.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could definitely make an adjustment there and lighten it up so it sticks out more and it looks a little more detailed and it doesn't look so stark and plain. I don't know if that would help, but that would absolutely be something I'm willing to do. I'm willing to work on the colors. I really just need the space for storage. We have nowhere to put bikes. We have nowhere to put my parents. And so I'm willing to work on the, exterior of it for sure.
So in the Ultra Plank, looking at the website, it looks like it's a 12-inch wide product, but there are 2 grooves. So basically each vertical batten or each vertical stripe is approximately 5.5, maybe 5 inches wide. So I think that's one of Cecile's objections to it, is the narrowness of the vertical plank versus what's on the house appears to be more like 12 inches wide, about twice the width. Is there a different product, or could you use a Hardie product on the outside to create a 12-inch vertical to more mimic the house? Because she is correct that we normally ask people to, follow suit with their house for any outbuilding.
Yeah, I mean, I have looked extensively at these pool houses, and like I said, I really was trying to complement the existing house and within price reason. I mean, Hardy Plank is an expensive product.
And I would also just, I'm asking my board members, I live in Kings Grant, and there's a section in Kings Grant where there were some patio homes. I think you call them patio homes, like little homes built that have exactly this kind of plywood on the outside. And I would put it to you, it's not a great siding.
No, it's
It's
not.
terrible.
And I think mimicking this to put on the pool house is just making a bad choice worse by extending it. And so I don't mind having a slight change in the width, but it's a similar kind of product, but the pool house is smaller. And I think in a weird way, the tighter banding is actually more attractive than the wider banding that's on this kind of plywood sheet piece. So I mean, I guess our basic piece is like, are we willing to look at this and say it is completely hidden or not? And I think trying to match the siding more actually would be a worse decision than just saying that this, you know, the connects or whatever it's called.
Connexel.
Connexel, thank you.
Sure.
Yes, you do have a point, Rachel.
Like this wide siding, it really is a very utilitarian.
Yes.
It looks very cheap.
It
And really,
does.
I'd be much happier to match the siding on the outside of my existing home to the pool house. I'd rather do it that way if you'd like it to match the exterior, but I know that's a whole nother approval process. It's so not what I love about my house. And when I look out my windows at the pool, I want to look at something that I like to see, not what I don't like about the house. So,
Well,
I
do understand your concern.
This is Cecile again. I just think Beth made a remark a minute ago that I think it was part of what was bothering me. It sort of, in the picture anyway, looks like it would just be some pre-constructed thing that was set down in the back of your house and doesn't seem to have any relationship to your house. And it could be just simply the colors that are bothering me. And I know you say you plan to repaint the house, but unless you're planning to do that pretty soon, I'm just in a quandary about it. I really am. Are those
Cecile?
the 4 doors? Are the door panels all glass?
They're sliding glass doors, yes.
Yeah, which would make sense for a pool house.
Yeah, and to let some light in.
Yeah.
Hey, Cecile.
I'd be happy to paint the house immediately.
Stacy has applied for those paint colors for the house, you know, to
Okay.
match, but I couldn't approve them at a staff level because personally, you know, and this was before the pool house project was submitted. Personally, you know, I felt they were kind of modern for me and I thought they would need to go before the board. But the main point was that, Stacy, I think y'all were looking to paint the brick.
Yes, and we've realized that we can't do that. Yeah.
Right. So that was, and Stacy and I talked about this. So, I mean, there's already a permit in the system for her to utilize this paint color for the house. So if that gives you any sort of reassurance that they understand, you know, that things need to match and
Yeah.
that this isn't like a project that they're saying they're going to do and then, you know, 2 years pass and it still hasn't been completed.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
that
I'm
gives
ready
you,
to do it now.
Like to finish.
Do you know, Stacy, you've talked about like painting the brick and then painting or like painting the upper part of your home.
Yes.
Were you
ma'am.
going to do it all this color?
I would like to be in the gray family because that's kind of what I'd like to draw out of the brick more than the brown.
Right. But you said you were painting the brick?
Well, I've been told that it's rare to have that approved, so I've kind of tried to find colors that complement the brick. I would love to paint the brick, but I also want to respect the board and, you know, what they are comfortable with. And I'm new to the community. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, and I just want to make the house pretty.
Right.
Can we see the front elevation of the house again? Now that we're talking all about the brick and so forth. I agree with you. I think the house would be greatly improved by being all one color.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you.
If we can get a double approval, I'll paint it tomorrow.
Well, that's just me. Everybody else might not feel that way about it.
Yeah, I won't get ahead of myself.
And I maybe if that's going to all tie together with the same color, and then I really would like to see the trim on the pool house white, like the trim on the house. But I don't feel as strongly about that as I do about the other.
You know, in a weird kind of way, I'm echoing. I think that if you painted the brick and the house and you use this dark gray, that it could be very attractive. I'm not 100% sure about the color of the trim, because I do think this mid-century modern look, one of the things that they did was they painted trim the exact same color. And so that you really had this, like the details became very fine, like it was there in the texture, but it wasn't the popping that you get in a more historic home where you have, you know, say like a dark blue house and then the white trim just pops it out. Like that is not a mid-century modern kind of look. So I'm not 100% sure that white is the right answer. And I don't know that I know the right answer, but it may be a little bit of research and you could come back to us and say what you'd actually like to do with the trim.
What I have done an extensive amount of research, trying to give this the mid-century modern feel. It's just right past that time, and a lot of the trim, most of the trim, in fact all of the trim, there is no white trim in mid-century modern homes, and it's a lot of dark grays and natural wood tones, and the trim is really typically all dark, and it lets the green kind of pop against it, which we have a ton of. We need to obviously clean it up quite a bit, and we plan to do that. But it's really kind of, we have these great big windows, and that's kind of the look that we're going for our home, because it is unique to the neighborhood. There aren't a ton of mid-century modern homes, but at the same time, we want to fill in our place in history with, you know, where it is, and respect that it's a historical neighborhood, and try to make our home shine for what it is.
I'm with what you have explained that you want to do with the house. I feel much better about your pool house.
Thank you. Appreciate that, ma'am.
And says my husband is always telling me, you need to let people do what they want to do. It's their property. To do what they want to do. But we do, you know how we adore our historic district and want to be careful with it. And but I think your plans for the house will definitely improve it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions, or do we have a motion?
Beth, can you move the with what you said about having the little building raised. Oh, no, you wanted to add brick to it, right?
To add something between the,
pool deck and the wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Would,
Like, did you see how between the brick and the siding on the main house, there's like a band?
Mhm.
yes.
You know, that could be the right
Mhm.
answer, is just really using the detail of this house
Yes.
to
That would
reinforce
help.
that.
That would help tremendously because it
Sure,
just
we would be happy to do
does
that.
look like it got chopped off somewhere and then set down on the
Yeah.
side of the pool. So
Yeah,
the band
think
would,
we could do
would
that.
solve that.
Yeah. Would
Yeah.
that work for you, Beth?
Yes, that would work for me, Rachel. That would be,
Yeah.
that would be great. And I think that would be the least expensive way to make it good for everyone.
Right. Well, if we've talked through that, then I'd like to make a motion that we approve the design of the pool house with the color selected, but with the additional detail of the trim bands at the bottom that will mimic the trim band on the bottom of the siding of the home. And that, well, I guess we leave it at that, like we're really approving the pool.
I think we could say with the understanding that the house is to be repainted similarly.
Correct. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm on board for that.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's add that the understanding is that the house siding and brick is to be painted similarly.
Absolutely.
So do I need to apply to that separately, or are we approving that tonight?
Becca, what's our protocol?
So I can approve colors at a staff level, as long, and in this particular situation, my set, what was holding me back was, well, our guidelines say don't paint brick unless it's been previously painted.
Right.
And I wasn't sure about the color, but now that I'm hearing your opinions on the color in the house itself, I'm totally comfortable with approving that. If y'all want, what I can do is submit just the documents that were submitted for that paint color change.
Right.
And if,
my only thing that I don't think that we've fully approved, and it can go back to you, Beck, is just what is the trim color?
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with approving that at a staff level. I don't think Stacy should have to come back to another monthly meeting. And of course, I want your opinions on it before I sign off on it. So I'll email everyone everything before I issue a certificate of appropriateness.
Okay.
Great.
So I made a motion, and I think that that's a complete motion, even though we had discussion in the middle of it again.
That's actually technically the way you're supposed to do it. You discuss after a motion has been presented. Robert's rules.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually you have a second before you get into discussion.
Well, that's right. We didn't have a second.
So who's going to do that?
I'll do that. I'll second.
Thank you.
It's Tim.
Is there any further discussion?
No.
Okay, well, let me get y'all's approved then. Jeff,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes.
Cecile,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
and I approve.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So appreciate it.
Yeah.
Very
Sorry,
excited.
sorry we went so long, but
No, it's worth the discussion. It's not your typical project. So I appreciate all of you approving it, and we look forward to showing it off to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
All right.
luck.
Thanks
you.
so much.
Have a good one.
thank you. That was everything we've got on the list. Becca, do you have anything that you need to bring up to us?
No, I don't. I am not aware of council extending the Zoom meeting allowance into November. I was out of the office today, so I'll double check on that tomorrow and just confirm with y'all. Either way, if we're going to be in person next time or via Zoom, but that's all I had. I didn't have anything else.
Becca, the the November meeting is November the 3rd, and that's election day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I would think that we would forego that and skip to another date, but I don't know. I don't know what the.
Oh, wow, you're right. Let me also check in on that.
Okay.
I'll probably have to talk to GW about that because I'm not sure if our office isn't closed. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'll figure that out tomorrow and let y'all know. And that just reminded me, Pam should have emailed all of y'all about your continuing education requirements.
Oh, so if I didn't hear from her,
yeah, if you didn't hear from her, just send me an email so I don't forget.
okay.
And I'll get with her tomorrow morning. I
Okay.
believe two of you would need to reapply for your positions also. I can't for the life of me remember who it is. I think it's
Probably
Cecile
Jeff and me.
Yeah,
Jeff,
it is. You're
didn't
right.
we come on at the same time?
We did.
Yeah. And would, Becca, if you have it, could you resend the link to the state historic, whatever it is, where we could go online and do continuing ed?
Yeah, sure.
I
I'll have,
lose things in my computer.
That's all right. But yeah, I'll check in on all of that tomorrow. And I'll let Pam know that you didn't get an update,
Yeah.
Rachel. She may have just reached out.
Yeah, I just emailed you, Becca, to remind you.
Okay. Yeah, she may have just reached out to people who hadn't completed it or she didn't have information on that. She had twins right at the start of COVID.
Oh.
So
Gosh.
she's been out of the office basically up until I think the second week of September. She was from March to September. She was not in the office. So
Wow.
our office has been a little bit of a mess without her.
Yeah.
Because she just
Oh.
keeps everything organized. So, but I'll get with her tomorrow morning and then I'll get back to you guys about those things.
Okay.
Mine was one of the ones she did send, said I needed to get my 3 hours in, and I need to talk to you about, see if any of the 30 hours that I had to put in for my PE license will work for it.
Okay. Yeah, we can figure that out.
Cecile, I just sent you that link, so hopefully.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Is there anything else we need to go over?
I don't have anything, so we can get a motion and
All right, a motion
Sign
to
off.
adjourn.
Alright. A second.
I'll second.
All in
Bye.
favor, turn your Zoom off.
All right.
all
Hey,
right.
guys.
Y'all.
Night.
See ya.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you, everybody.
So long.